That's how I get that ooh.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
What's goody, YouTube? How's everyone doing? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to yet another live reaction video. If you're new here for the first time, my name is TMR, and since you clicked on this video, you might as well subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave your comments down below, and enjoy this reaction video. What's goody, YouTube? What's good, TMR gang? Ooh, child. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to yet another live reaction video. I'm your girl, TMR. Thank y'all so much for stopping what you were doing and meet me over in the damn break room, y'all. Okay, y'all see the title and y'all see the thumbnail. Now, you all know, or if you don't know, the last time we was in the break room, child, one of our subscribers or viewers, I think that her name was Beautiful Soul, said, TMR, girl, did you see what Tenaya and Keontae got going on over there? Now, these channels are called the T&k Family and the Official Me, their husband and wife. But they separated and started their, Keontae, the husband, started his own channel. The wife just took the channel, their existing channel, and changed it into a name that just symbolizes her and her children. Well, y'all, if you have not been watching, child, it went down the other day, okay? And the wife, Tenaya, came out to tell her side of the story. Now, Keontae, the husband, he showed us about 10 minutes of the police being at his house that he allowed his wife and her children to move into, or their children to move into, because again, they were separated. They've been separated for well over a year, and they both were living in their own dwelling. But he decided to allow her and the kids to move in after she lost her apartment and called herself moving out of the state to start over, but was gone for maybe 2 weeks. And she said she came back and because the kids needed to start school. And so Keontae, which is the husband, allowed her and the kids to come, and child, it all went down. So we're definitely going to take a look at her video. It's about 48 minutes long. I'm going to try to shorten it to about 30 minutes. But y'all, she said a lot in that video, and I don't think she even realized what she actually was saying in that video. It sounded like it all started because Tenaya wouldn't give up the goodies. Okay, that's what it sounded like. It sounded like her and Keontae were coexisting in his house, and it sounded like she was sleeping in one room, he was sleeping in another. And oh, I forgot this very important part. Tenaya is currently pregnant. All right, she's currently pregnant. I believe she's due around the end of the year, and she doesn't exactly know who the father is. There's two likely candidates, which is Keontae, her husband, and a guy named Arnez, who she was actually pregnant by earlier this year and had a miscarriage with. Oh Lord, that was a mouthful, baby. Baby, when I tell you toxic tales, child, woo, a mess. I said, child, this is better than Olivia and Jasmine put together, honey. Hey, beautiful soul. Hey, sis. Child, this is better than Jasmine and Olivia. Jasmine over there cussing out CPS, and Olivia over there living a fairy tale land, arguing with her son that she doesn't want to show the internet because he may or may not have some type of something wrong. I don't know what's going on over there. I really have not even been watching Olivia. And y'all know we went through Jasmine the whole damn weekend. I have having manic episodes on the internet. Baby, when I tell you this top all that, there's some good stuff, you know? Whew, and then Ruta said, hey, y'all, this is a mess. I tried to listen to his video, but I couldn't understand that gobbity-gob Kuguki was speaking. Yes, girl. Well, you know, they're from Georgia. They're from the South. And if you are born and raised in Georgia, you definitely have a different way of speaking, right? It definitely is a little country twang to it. You just got to be accustomed to listening to that type of information or that type of conversation. Now TMR, remember she said it's her husband. Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. I am superstar. She did say because Keontae shot the club up more than Arnez. Okay. Ezra says, sis, I'm just gonna say this. Tenaya's trifling, very immature, period, point blank, dot. I don't give a damn, whatever. Oh, baby. You're not gonna get no argument out of me. His video got 100K plus views. Did y'all think they were going doing this for content? D, I'm telling you right now. Yes, they put it up for content, but the actual altercation, let's be honest, sis. Think about what you just said. The courts, the TPO that she has on him, the College Park police showing up at the house. Yeah, you can't pay them enough money to be a part of a skit. Okay? It's not a part of a skit. It's actually really what happened. They just both decided to make money off of it since they're already going through it, right? But it's definitely for views, but it's for views because it already happened and that's what they're going through. And they both currently have YouTube channels, right? So yes, Trinice, non-factor. Okay. Which is so funny, you guys, before we get into Tenaya, funny thing, there is actually a new guy on YouTube reacting on Olivia and Jasmine. He's a Caucasian guy. He's actually kind of funny. And it's so funny that Olivia for years has fought the reactors, right? She's fought the reactors tooth and nail, called us all kind of names, say we jealous of her. She's even at times, I mean, y'all know, if you've been watching the reactions in Olivia, y'all know how she has went back and forth with reactors and, these black women are teaming up on me. They don't like me. Well, now you got a whole white man, ma'am, Livy Pooh. Now you got a whole white man reacting on you. Sis, how you feel about that? You think he jealous and wants your life? You think the white man wants your life, sis, over there? You think that's what's going on? No, the reality is, over time, people have watched these videos and they just shake their head. That's how these reactions came about, y'all. Because people have sat back in astonishment, was like, damn, are y'all really putting that on the internet? Sis, you really over there living like that? That's what this, and honey, that's man, woman, beast, child, whatever. That's how all these reactions came out. But now you got a whole white man, okay? Whole same color as your damn mammy, reacting on you, sis. Now what you got to say about that? So it's just not just the black women. It's now a white man, okay? Child, whatever. All right, y'all. Let's get into the reaction, okay? Let's get into the reaction. Make sure y'all hit the like button for this YouTube channel. Make sure y'all take care of your favorite reactor, because y'all know we've been in these trenches for years together, watching these videos, talking about them, and trying to figure out what was going on. But now we got to figure out what Tenaya is talking about. And she definitely, in my opinion, she definitely said a lot. And I don't even realize if she knew what she was saying. So let's get into it.
Keep a minimum. But unfortunately, things got hectic, things got crazy, things took a complete turn that I wasn't expecting. So I know y'all wasn't expecting. Y'all see my nails gone. Like, I only got literally one nail left. Like, y'all, I've been through a lot these past few weeks. But just within this past weekend, it's been crazy for me. I ain't got no wig on. I don't have nothing on, y'all. Like, I'm currently in the middle of a parking lot. I'm doing this video. Okay, so the seriousness of this situation happened Thursday. Late Wednesday night going into Thursday. The kids had to miss school because of this. I guess Keontae got tired of me not giving him sex as much as he want, and he took that as, if you're not giving me sex as much as I want, you must be effing with somebody new. That's exactly what was said to me. Or it must be Arnez. So first he went from, it must be somebody new, it must be somebody else, or it must be Arnez.
Well, here's the thing, Tenaya. In order for Keontae to assume that that could be the reason why you're withholding sex from him, I mean, since he doesn't really have, he's not wrong for assuming that. I mean, you're currently pregnant and you technically don't know who the daddy is because you were sleeping with two men, regardless if one was your husband, one was not, at the same time. Okay. And maybe the reason why Keontae is accusing you of that behavior, I'm not saying he's right, but y'all got to understand, Keontae knows Tenaya better than we do. We watch this lady on the internet. He lives with her. He married her. He had a child with her. He helped her raise her other three kids that he also called his children. They've been together for well over 6 years. So he definitely knows Tenaya way better than what she portrays to us on the internet. Okay, so keep that in the back of y'all memory bank.
So I say, because you feel like I'm not giving you sexual intercourse how you like, it got to be another man. It can't be every single day I'm receiving disrespect from you. I'm getting called all type of names. My unborn baby is getting talked about. That ain't my baby. That baby gonna come out looking like a damn old man. That's the old man. But like, just ignorant shit. I'm getting called all type of bitches. Yes, I said it. I'm getting called all type of hoes. I'm getting called fat.
Hey, thank you, my man.
I'm getting called bald head. I'm getting called all of this. Keep in mind, this from my husband, you guys.
Ariana, happy birthday, sis. Happy birthday to you, my Virgo sis. Thank you so much for sharing your birthday with us. Hey, you guys, please, y'all, put some birthday emojis in the chat for Ariana. Y'all know she's always in the break room. She don't never miss a session. Happy birthday, sis.
This coming from somebody that literally said, you don't want nothing to do with the pregnancy. You don't want nothing to do with me. You only opened your door up so the kids can go to school as well. So why are you getting in your feelings about me not having sexual intercourse with you? But out the same mouth, you're saying.
Now, I'm going to be honest. Again, you guys, I'm on the outside, right? I'm not in the home. But just based off of Tenaya's previous videos and Keontae's previous videos, I can't see him going ballistic on her because she won't give up the ooh 90. This is the same man a couple of months ago, right before she got put out of her apartment, who did not want her to come live with him. She got mad because he wouldn't let her and the kids come live. So you're saying this man went from not wanting you to be his roommate, although you're his wife, but y'all were living in separate dwellings. This man went from not wanting you to be his roommate to when now you are his roommate because you were put out, didn't have anywhere to go, and you made him realize the kids need to go to school, which they did. So he allowed you and the kids to come stay there so they could go to school. He went from that to he about to tear the whole house up because you won't give up the ill 90, sis. Yeah, that don't sound right. This was a man, you're his wife. He been screwing you whenever he felt like it, right? But all of a sudden now he's tearing up the house and explaining explicit language to you and calling you all out your name because you won't give up the ill 90. When he had the chance and when you first propositioned him with moving in and y'all becoming a family again, he was like, nah, I'm good. Since I don't know, that don't sound right, but this is her story, y'all.
And you don't care for me. You don't care about me. Like I said before, I have text messages of everything I'm saying. I literally asked him this. Why do you want to continue to have sex with a woman that you feel like is not carrying your baby? Do y'all know this man told me, I don't give a fuck? That's exactly what his words was. So I take that as, you think I'm a play toy. Like, you don't even look at me as a woman at this point. You literally just want to use me for my body.
No, Tenaya, I don't think he wants to use you for your body. Again, I feel like this is what she thinks, so this is what she wants us to think. If anything, I think Keontae may have been a little disgusted with her, although Keontae definitely had his role in the hay with his ex-girlfriend Mariah, so he's definitely not innocent in the whole situation. And Tenaya had her whole role in the hay with a guy named Arnez. But I think one thing Keontae didn't do is get Mariah pregnant. You're pregnant. And unfortunately for you, you don't know who the daddy is until the baby's born. And even when the baby's born, you still got to take extra steps to get DNA. Now, technically, the baby is going to be Keontae's because she carries his last name, but biologically, they're going to have to do a DNA test to make sure who the daddy is. I don't know too many men that would feel warm and fuzzy that their wife could be potentially pregnant by a whole nother man. And you not only been pregnant once by Arnez, you've now been pregnant twice, possibly by Arnez. The second pregnancy could possibly be Arnez. But you're saying the first pregnancy definitely was. Since that's a lot, and you still walking around talking about you somebody's wife.
You feel like, well, you ain't helping me with my back pay rent, then pay me in sex. Oh, this is not that. I don't care who you are, because you feel like you married to that man. You do not owe him sex. If he's not treating you right, he's not making you feel good about yourself, he's not respecting you, you better not open up your legs for what? Because in all honesty, what I have seen.
But Tenaya, why were you opening your legs to Keontae when he was clearly living with Mariah, and you was going over there and laying up in the bed that Mariah was laying up in the bed with Keontae too? Like, you felt comfortable laying up in the bed, opening your legs to your husband when he was living with another woman and you were living with another man. You felt comfortable doing that, but now all of a sudden now you don't feel comfortable giving your husband sex and y'all both live in the same house? Like, again, it's her body. And if she, some women, when they're pregnant, depending on their hormones, and they don't really feel sexually active. They don't want to be. It really depends on the woman, right? And it depends on, the pregnancy, and if it's a good pregnancy, if it's not, if you're having complications with the pregnancy, it really depends on the woman, right? But it's her trying to depict him being such a horrible monster when, in my opinion, Tenaya is, sis, you definitely got some play in this situation just as well as Keontae do. I mean, like, let's be honest, y'all, neither one of them are innocent. Because to be honest with you, Keontae should have never been her option. When she moved out of, when Arnez got her put out of the house that he wasn't paying rent at, and she was forced to go move into an apartment other than the one she came from, because Arnez got her put out of that apartment, her apartment that went by her income. Arnez got you put out of that apartment to go by your income because his homeboy was staying there and you got put out of that. Then Arnez wasn't paying the rent. Now, all of this is her telling us this information. I'm not making this up. Then Arnez gets you put out of the house because, again, he wasn't paying the rent. Then you move to this apartment that you clearly couldn't pay the rent at, and Arnez wasn't helping you then either. And so you had to move out of that house. And so then Keontae let you come stay at I'm not understanding what's her point. Like, sis, you were in a situation where you had nowhere to go, and Arnez wasn't there to save the day. Keontae saved the day. Obviously, because A, you're his wife, B, you guys have history together, and C, y'all have children together. So Keontae could have turned his back and said no, like he did the first time when you tried to move in and he told you no when you were still living in your apartment. I understand why you're trying to depict him to be the monster when he actually did allow you to come. Obviously, y'all see they should have never. You should have never been in that house anyway because you know you and Keontae are very toxic with each other. Like I don't understand why you would. Why couldn't Arnez save the day for you? Because in the video we saw the other day that Keontae filmed, you called Arnez and Arnez pulled up, which Arnez should be ashamed of himself to be even pulling up in a husband and wife DV situation, right? He shouldn't have been nowhere near the premises. He should have told Tenaya, hey, call me when everybody gone. He pull up like that was his apartment. Arnez did.
Thing was when you take sex away, what do y'all have then? Because honestly, when I took sex away, you just showed me that we are literally nothing. Y'all, I went from cooking all the time for my family to sometimes if I get too tired to cook, I'll buy family meals for all of us to eat. No problem. Me and Keontae not talking, I'm still doing this regardless. I'm still feeding him because what? That is still my husband regardless. Y'all know when it comes down to me, and I have this on text. Y'all know what he told me? I have to, for me to eat. If he buy the food, I have to have sex with him for it. So basically,
and my thing is this, Tenaya, if that is really what was said, if Keontae actually really texted you and did that yeah, that's dead wrong, sis. Because you shouldn't have to give up your Uchi for a bite to eat, right? But once you seen how the situation was going, sis, why you didn't find you a place to go so you and your children and your unborn child could be in peace? The fact that you was still staying there, basically putting up with all that verbal abuse, says a lot about you, sis. Because what Tenaya got to understand is you put yourself in this situation. Keontae didn't put you in this situation. You put your own self in this situation because you were relying on a whole nother man that you didn't carry his last name to take care of you. And that man that you was depending on to take care of you, that you didn't carry his last name, didn't take care of you. Hence the reason why you had to move out of the house and move back into the apartment. The fact that Tenaya is sitting up here really trying to make herself sound like a victim when she definitely is a victim of not using discernment, right? That's what you're a victim of not knowing better and putting you and your children, especially being pregnant, in these type of volatile situations.
in order for you to feed your wife, she has to have sex with you. No. So this last time, I guess Keontae just got tired of asking. Like tired of asking, feeling like, oh, you just came back to regulate my household and tell me how to run my household, but you can't even give me sex, y'all. When I say this man went crazy, oh, he went crazy. Keep in mind, this is late at night. Keontae go to work at 4 a.m. He's up at 11 something at night, begging me to have sex.
I mean, Tenaya, was it Keontae begging or was it you begging? Somebody must have been begging, but was it really Keontae or was it you? Were you mad that Keontae didn't want to lay up with you? Or are you saying that Keontae was mad because you didn't want to lay up with him when this was the same man that didn't even want you to move in?
I'm like, how many times have I told you no? Like, the answer is still the same. Yeah, he went crazy. The only child was woke was KJ. Do y'all know, like, he got up, he threw on some shorts, y'all, no underwear. He threw on some shorts and he started just calling me names. I'm finna call me a hoe over here. I'm finna call me a punch a hole. Matter of fact, I'm finna call me somebody. I'm finna, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of it. You ain't doing nothing. You just trying to regulate like, he went crazy on me, y'all. So I shut the door back from the room that me and the kids sleeping in, because as I said, the girls was asleep, but KJ was still up on his own little phone. Everybody know KJ got a little iPhone. Not only is my son hearing this is your son as well. Not only is he hearing this, but you literally have him watching his dad blatantly disrespect his mom over sex. So me personally, I took it as, maybe right now he just in his feelings, you know what I'm saying? Let me give him about 5 minutes to calm down. Y'all, he goes to go back in his room and blows up my phone with a whole bunch of messages. With a whole bunch of messages. I'm not even going to tell y'all the messages. I'm just going to drop all the receipts so y'all can just literally read on your own. Like, I'm tired of explaining. Y'all can just literally read from the messages how toxic Keontae is towards me for no reason. And if you
I blame when we reacted to Tenaya and Keontae. In my opinion, Keontae uses Tenaya and those kids for views for his channel. Hands down. I'm not saying he don't have love for the kids, but when it came to social media, he used those children and Tenaya for content for social media. Tenaya knew that. She even said it. So the fact that you keep going back to this man that you know is intentionally using, like, since you know that man don't love you, and let's be honest, Tenaya don't love Keontae either. Because if she did, Arnez would have never got a chance, right? The fact that she's trying to make like, oh, he's treating me so horrible. Well, since you just there because the man is giving you a free place to live, sis. You're not there because you're so distraught and y'all can't get y'all relationship back together. Girl, you was trying to find you a place that you could stay and didn't have to pay rent, and all you had to do was give up food stamps. Like that, I just don't understand why women feel like they need to live like that. See, that's the thing. Because you are a mother of 4 children with one on the way, you never should have put yourself in a position where a man could even play you like that. You let Arnez play you. He played you right out of the house he put you in, and he played you out of your low-income apartment. And now you letting Keontae play you. Like, girl, at this point, sitting up on YouTube telling your story, you need to be going to get your ish together. First, like, obviously she got a place to stay now because there's a TPO in place, and the court made Keontae leave because, again, that's his wife. But Tenaya likes to use the wife card when it's convenient for her. When she was living in that house with Arnez, you wasn't pulling the wife card.
Because you don't want me or you don't like me anymore, why even allow us to even come back to your home if you knew you was going to treat me this way? That's what I'm not understanding. Like, you keep yelling out to people you were just trying to help me, but you really wasn't trying to help me. You was literally trying to hurt me, and it's just like I be feeling like you're taking me through hell to make me lose my baby. Because I literally don't do nothing to you. I don't disrespect your home. I don't disrespect you. I stay out your way. I just been focusing on my children and trying to get me another home. Because at the end of the day, I have another baby on the way. I have to get myself back on track. And honestly, as we all know, being up under a man, you're going to lose focus every single time. Definitely if it's a man like him.
No, sis. No, you're not going to lose focus. Women like you will lose focus. But women like myself and a lot of the others in the break room, no, sis, we don't let men make us lose our focus, okay? Especially for us who's been there, done that. And this the thing. You've been dealing with Keontae. You know what type of man Keontae is. Keontae hasn't been right since the words say go. Tenaya just was the type just to try to make it work, right? But no, sis, being up under a man doesn't make you lose focus. Well, it shouldn't. Let me say that. It shouldn't make you lose focus. But chicks like you, I guess it would.
Them type of men make you lose focus on what really matters. Because they drain your energy. They are literally in what is called vampire drainers or something like that, energy drainers, something like that.
It's energy vampires today.
That's him. So what really hurted me the most, y'all, and what made me feel threatened to go to the courts was, y'all, from the messages that y'all can see, he went crazy. So at that point, I'm very nervous. So I get up, I put my clothes on, and clothes where I can, walk out the door or whatever. I go to my car because at this point I'm nervous. Like, I'm like, you know what? Let me get out this man's way. Because I don't know his next steps with me. But in my mind, I'm feeling like I know he ain't going to hurt the church. Because as I said before, at this point, he's just texting, threatening me. He ain't said nothing about his kids.
But even with that being said, Tenaya, if you and him are arguing and it's getting very volatile through the text messages, y'all hollering and screaming at each other. Yeah, he arguing with you. He's not arguing with the kids. But why keep the kids in the middle of the toxicity? If you got out the house and went and sat in a car, why didn't you pick up your kids? You said KJ was woke. It would have been, I mean, I'm sure the triplets, were woke by now too. All that hollering and screaming y'all was in that house doing at 11, 12 o'clock at night. I'm sure they were woke too. So if you were so afraid, why would you run out the house and jump in the car and sit in the parking lot and leave the kids in there to fend for themselves? See, that's what I'm saying. Was Keontae really a threat? Because if he was a threat, why did you leave your kids in the line of fire? You saying you know he wouldn't harm the kids. Well, how do you know that? You don't even know how he would handle you. So how do you know how he would handle the children?
So when I'm about to leave, he chased me literally out the door, y'all. He hopped in my back seat as if like he was like a Uber passenger or something. Oh, where you going? Oh, I'm finna go with you. I'm like, bruh, like you're literally in that house going crazy. It's no way I'm finna sit in there, because if I sit in there and then I go back and forth with you, now we into it real bad, and something may pop off even more. So no, I'm gonna leave your premises for a little minute. I'm gonna cool down. I'm gonna give you time to cool down, and then maybe we could talk about this again tomorrow. But right now, you're going crazy because I'm saying the same thing I've been saying. I don't want to have sex with you. You don't make me feel comfortable to do that. I don't want to.
Okay. Well, was that the arrangement prior to you moving in, or once you moved in? Did you sit Keontae down and say, Keontae, I don't want to have sex with you anymore? Because Tanaya's been living in that apartment with him since probably late July, early August. So did this all of a sudden one day you just decided to withhold sex from him? Or were you having sex when you first moved in and then all of a sudden you decided not to? Because if you did that, I could see him questioning, why are you withholding sex now when you weren't withholding it when you first got here? Yeah, I could see him questioning you about that, because I'm curious. Like, you been giving me the guts. Now you don't want to give me the guts? Is it because you sleeping with somebody else? Like, what is it? Are you not turned on? Is there something medically wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? I could see him questioning you, and your response is, because I don't want to. Why not? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, again, this, like you say, Tenaya, this your husband. So at this point, you need to have a conversation with him. If you're not feeling comfortable with being intimate with him, I mean, I think that's a conversation you guys should have, considering you're both living under the same roof. And that's typically what men and women do, especially when they're married. They have sex, okay? Maybe not every day, but they, whatever y'all schedule is over there. So that's probably a question a conversation that you should have had with him. If he's making you feel not wanted or not pretty, or you know what I'm saying, why wouldn't you just have, like, why did this have to turn into what it turned into? It's giving that you antagonize the situation. Again, I'm just going off what she's saying and logically thinking that's what it sounds like.
So yes, when I leave, I go up the street and I go to a mall parking lot.
So again, you and Keontae beefing. It's late at night. The kids got to go to school the next morning. You leave the house knowing that your husband is irate and go up the street to the mall parking lot. Why did you go up to why did you leave the apartment parking lot? What was the purpose of going to the parking lot at the mall? Why did you leave the premises? If you're sitting in your car, all you gotta do is lock the door. He can't get in if the door is locked unless he got keys to your car, and I'm sure he doesn't. What made you leave the parking lot and drive to a whole nother location just to sit? The same thing you were doing in front of the apartment.
I'm literally in the car, y'all. Crying my eyes out. Going crazy. Because I'm like, I'm tired of this. Like, it's like, damn if I do, damn if I don't with this man. Like, I'm not doing nothing wrong. It ain't no cheating. It ain't nothing going on. It's just literally me removing myself in homes so we won't fight. So argue. I keep myself together. So the kid I'm still wrong because I'm not opening up my legs. This shit is wild.
No. Today you jumped all over what happened once you got to the parking lot? You missed the whole part of the story. When you went to the parking lot at the mall, what happened then? Because again, he got to go to work. He's obviously using your car to go to work. She says that later in the video. And the kids got to go to school. So why did you leave where did you go to in the mall? What was the whole purpose of leaving? Because you obviously came back. Because again, you said he got to be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning. So what was the whole purpose of you leaving when you obviously came back, and you obviously came back before he left at 4 in the morning? So how did he get to work that morning? Did you take him? Did he use the car? Did he call an Uber? Did somebody come pick him up? There's a whole chunk of the story missing.
I never knew men act like this because you take that away from them. Like I just, y'all, seriously, like it's making my head hurt right now. I didn't know this was a ring. Like, I didn't really, if you're not getting it. But I didn't know this man literally would add our kids in it. Like, he literally, like, I don't want this family shit no more. If y'all, like, Keontae even told me he would get our kids taken. This man said
he did say that in his video that we reacted to the other day. Keontae did say y'all won't be no more family-ish or family blogs. He did say that. He did say that in his video. But obviously, because how could there be? She has a TPO on him.
He was gonna call the fire station. I got that on recording as well. He said he would call the fire station. He would call CPS. Tell them I'm homeless and they can take all these kids. So first you went from I need to get out. So when I say, you know what, I'll leave, since you feel like I'm the problem, even though I ain't done nothing to you other than take that away from you. You feel like I'm the problem. I say, you know what, okay, I'll leave. But my kids aren't going anywhere. They have school. They go to school from this address. Wait
a minute. You're going to leave and go where? And leave? How is he going to watch the kids and he got to be at work at 4 o'clock in the morning? Who going to put the kids on the bus? Or, This don't even... Tenaya, where were you going? If you have a place to go, why you didn't go there instead of initially going to Keontae's apartment? Now all of a sudden you got somewhere to go? You said you didn't have anywhere to go. That's how you ended up in Keontae's house. Now you got somewhere to go?
Married. That's how they were able to even get in school, because we're legally married. Even though we're not on your lease, we are legally married. So they was able to go to school from your address with no problem. They have to sign no affidavit letter, no nothing. It's an easy process. When you're married, it holds a lot of weight. For a lot of y'all that say marriage is just a piece of paper, well, that certificate holds a lot of weight. A whole lot of weight.
Tenaya, it held weight because it played into your favor. It wasn't holding weight when you was holding Arnez's unborn child in your belly. Like, oh, come on, man. Like, stop playing with the marriage thing, sis. Like, at this point, don't even mention it. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, girl, you was living with a whole nother man. Keontae was living with a whole nother woman. Y'all was living whole separate lives. Now, all of a sudden, the marriage paperwork holds weight. Like, girl, cut it out. Like, just, sis, you basically janked that man up out of his apartment. It played into your advantage. That's it, sis. Let's be honest, y'all. Tenaya don't bit more care about being married to Keontae any more than Keontae care about being married to her. Because if these two really cared about their marriage, neither one of them would have started relationships with two separate people. They would have held fast and tried to work on their own marriage.
So I said, Keontae, I'll leave it. They stay here. No, they ain't. I'm gonna get them taken. What the? I said, well, you know what? He said, I'll even tell them only one of them mine. The other three ain't. I said, oh, that took me for a shock because now, not all of a sudden, you're not claiming the triplets. Now what?
Well, sis, here's my thing to that. If Keontae said that, he dead ass wrong, because you call those little girls your daughters. Those little girls call you daddy. Been calling you daddy. You've been with those kids since they're like 3. Oh, but you mad at the mama. Now all of a sudden the kid. But see, Tenaya, I blame you for that, because that's why you shouldn't have never let Keontae play daddy, because he's not the biological father, right? So it hit different for some people. Not everybody. For some people, it hit a little different. That's why you should have never let that man play daddy. Let him be the daddy to the child that is his. Now, again, I understand he was living in a home. Y'all was coexisting as a couple. You end up having a baby for him. You already had 3 kids when you met him. You know, he obviously took you and the 3 little girls as a package deal, as he should. But this is what happens when you let men play daddy. Like, he was using the title, but he wasn't really doing what a man should do, because there was times where Keontae didn't work. Neither one of them did.
What? But okay, I said, okay, well, how about me and the triplets will leave? I still make sure they get to school, but your biological child will stay here. Y'all wouldn't believe it. He told me he'll get KJ taken too. I don't care what y'all say in these comments. Oh, you know that boy probably was just talking out emotion. Oh, no, ma'am. I don't know what type of games y'all play with y'all child father and y'all children, but
Black and Bougie, we gonna talk about it as soon as I drop this link. You're right, Keontae ain't ish, but it's the fact that Tenaya getting on here, let me not say fabricate, tweaking the story. Let me say that, okay, to make people feel empathy for her. Let's be honest. I've always said Keontae and Tenaya both are in the wrong, right? But I, as a woman, and as a woman who's been there, done that, since I'm gonna blame you for even allowing yourself to be in that situation. This is the same woman who wanted to get away from Georgia, Keontae, her family, friends, because she said all those people were toxic and was trying to make her lose her baby. And then you run back to Keontae because you need a place to stay, when, as a woman with 4 living children and 1 in your belly, it's your responsibility, regardless if you got a husband or not, it's your responsibility to keep a solid roof over your children's head. When Keontae left the house that they were living in and went and got his own place, that right there should have showed Tenaya what type of man he was.
When men start saying words like that, you know what's next? It's action. I ain't letting you get to the action. I'm sorry. Whether I got to handle it myself or whether the courts got to handle it. But we ain't finna get to the action part. Because you done said enough with your mouth that I know for a fact you'll take it to the action. You'll really get them taken. At this point, then I feel like you will really harm my children. Because you told me you hope I die. You told me you hope my...
So again, Tenaya, if you felt like he would harm your children, you basically you just said that you felt like he wouldn't do anything to the children, and within 3 minutes you just changed your story. Now you feel like he would harm your children. So when you left the house, because you guys, and that was the right thing to do. Let me say this: when there's confrontation going on, the right thing to do is leave. Leave before it gets out of control. So she did do the right thing by walking out the house. In my opinion, what she did wrong was leaving the kids there. You should have grabbed those kids and your purse, your keys, and walked out that damn door. The fact that she left the house and left those kids in there and drove to the mall parking lot, didn't tell us what she was doing there. That's the part that I'm baffled about, because why did you leave the kids? And you should have grabbed your kids, your keys, your purse, and chucked the deuces.
Bumper fall off my car. Like, what? This same car that you're talking about, you asked me to use it for you to get back and forth to work. This same car is what your kids be in. But you're saying you hope my car flip? You talking all of this out of emotion. Because you feel like I'm not giving you sex, so therefore it got to be somebody else I'm having sex with. And if that was the case, let me tell y'all men something. If men are watching, or women, I want y'all to listen to me closely. If somebody is denying...
I want y'all to listen real close right now when she starts talking.
You sex, please take that as a blessing. Why are you getting irritated about that? Because say, for an example, say if a woman is denying you sex and you get mad at her, right? And she's scared for her life and she go ahead and give it to you anyway, right? And then let's say you come up with HIV. Then what? Because you didn't take the signs of this woman constantly keep telling you, I don't want to have sex with you. Whether she told you the reason or why she don't or not, take it as a sign, it's a reason.
So now you telling us, Tenaya, there's a reason why you withholding sex from Keontae? Because the example you just gave, sis, what a good example if that's not your situation. You're saying if a woman is denying, if y'all in a relationship and a woman all of a sudden starts denying you sex, take that as a blessing, because more than likely it's something wrong with the woman. That's why she's trying to protect you. So is that what you're saying is going on, Tenaya? Something wrong with your Uchi down there, ma'am? And that's why you all of a sudden are huh? I want to know, did Tenaya, sis, do you know what you just said? You just implied that something could be wrong with you, and that's why you're... Oh, boy.
It's a reason. The reason could be just you not treating her right. The reason could be, well, I just found out I didn't have something. I'm not trying to get... I love, I respond to you. Like, it's crazy.
Itching and bitching.
I have so many recordings and so many text messages of him not only threatening me, but because he feel like Arnez is the reason. Yeah, I don't know how Keontae got Arnez's number. He probably went through his social media or something. But I don't know how.
Arnez's phone number shouldn't be on his social media. He probably got the number because you either gave it to him, he got into your phone, or something. Keontae, why are you calling Arnez? What do y'all got to talk about? She not calling Mariah.
Got his number. But not only has he been threatening me, he's threatening Arnez. He didn't talk about Arnez's autistic son. He didn't talk about Arnez's dead wife.
Okay. Okay, he talked about Arnez's deceased wife. He wasn't dating Arnez. I'm not saying you should talk about people, but I mean, sis, the man is sleeping with his wife. Which I mean, like, what he's supposed to feel warm and fuzzy about Arnez?
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Confused. Y'all, he even talked about Arnez's deceased wife. Okay. I mean, shame on you, Arnez. I mean, or Keontae, excuse me. I mean, since I'm confused, like, he don't. I mean, girl. I mean, since he mad, you know what I'm saying? He mad. Arnez is sleeping with his wife, his actual wife that's still living, right? He not real warm and fuzzy about Arnez, sis.
And Arnez is not even the reason you should be tripping. You basically telling me, sorry, my phone.
Why shouldn't Arnez be the reason? But nah, Tenaya, let's since you skipped over a whole part, girl, you damn near stopped the record from playing. The DJ was like, "Rrr." Sis, get back to the part while you said that you denying Keontae sex was a blessing for him. Because I don't know how you all of a sudden denying it could be a blessing. Because if you've been having sex with him and something wrong with your Uchi over there, I mean, child, he already infected. There is no blessing at this point. Baebay, this girl just sit up here and said the reason why she was denying him sex was a reason he needs to feel blessed that she did that. And gave us an example of what she's trying to convey. And y'all think that drama over there with Jasmine and Chris is juicy. Baby, they ain't got nothing to this, baby. Tenaya and Keontae, it's 10 out of 10, okay? It's 10 out of 10.
But so you basically telling me you got out of your feelings because you feel like I was having sexual intercourse with another man or other men. Because like I said, it wasn't solely blamed on Arnez until Arnez showed up to protect me and the kids. Because as I said before, Keontae invited all his male family members over. And it's just me. It's just me pregnant with 4 children and my one protection. And I just feel like, in all honesty, men continuously abuse women who feel like they don't have male figures in their life.
Tenaya, you saying Keontae invited all his male family members over and you felt threatened? Don't you know Keontae's family? Hell, you married, you've been with the man over 6 years. You don't know his family? I mean, what did they come? Did they come to spend the night? Or did they come over for a barbecue, watch the game, have a couple beers? Now, her talking about she doesn't have any male family figures. I mean, I don't know. You don't have an uncle, a cousin, grandpa, dad. I don't know. I don't know what she has. But why is Arnez being the male family figure now? Like, how is Arnez to protect you? He couldn't even keep you in a house. He wouldn't even pay the rent. Now all of a sudden, y'all Batman and Robin?
I feel like Keontae sat right here and did this whole situation because he feel like at the end of the day, you living with me, your family hate it. Because as we all know, me and Keontae always get into it. My family always say, you need to leave him alone. I don't care about y'all being married. You need to leave him alone. And I constantly be like, well, I try to see it through. I try to give him chance after chance after chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. So Keontae took that as You don't have nobody, so I'm finna treat you how I want to treat you. And you gonna give in. You gonna give me all the sex I want. You gonna listen to everything I say, because at this point, you live with me. You ain't got your mama. You ain't got your friends. You ain't got Arnez. You ain't got nobody.
But the reason why I keep stopping this, y'all, because what has this always been an issue with you and Keontae, or is this a new issue? Because you, like, have y'all had this problem in the past where you denied him sex and he became irate about it, or is this just sudden? Because has this always been a problem for y'all? I just find it odd that this all of a sudden happened. I'm not saying it couldn't. Obviously, she's telling the story, but let's always remember there's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth.
So when I basically stood up for myself, because regardless of me living with you, at this point, I'm still gonna hold my boundaries. I still got myself. I'm still strong, regardless of me being pregnant and going through this homeless situation. I still got my own back, whether nobody else got my back. I still do. So Keontae tried his best to sit there and mentally abuse me, emotionally abuse me, verbally abuse me, financially abuse me. So yes, I went to the courts, let them see everything. The same thing I'm finna show y'all the courts got. And the judge granted an instant TPO. That's your fault. That's not my fault. That's not Arnez's fault. That's not nobody's fault. That's your fault, because you acted out of emotion for no reason. Your reason in acting out was because somebody stopped having sex with you. And you feel like just because they live in your home, they owe you that. No, they don't. So yes, I took out a TPO. The judge granted and instantly made Keontae leave his own home. Because at the end of the day, this is your wife. These are your children. I don't care who on that lease. This is your wife. So she just have just as much rights you got to this apartment, she have as well, and these children. So you want to flex and send me money? Oh, bitch, you.
Girl, no, you don't have rights to the apartment because you his wife. But when you was begging him to move in, you didn't exercise those rights until he broke down and allowed you to move in. And now you're exercising your rights. Now this is sad. These poor kiddos. That's the thing. Her and Keontae worrying about their feelings and their emotions. But what about the kiddos? These three little girls had a man that they were calling daddy for all these years. I don't even know if they know who their biological father is. And the fact that now the man that's been stepping in as their daddy don't want to fool with them or their mama is sad. Because again, Tenaya can go find her another man. Okay. Those kids, what, they got to have a new daddy every 6-7 months?
Broken. I got this type of money and I got this, I'm good and all of that. Then how about you leave your apartment and you go stay in the hotel because you thought it was funny that me and the kids had to stay in the hotel. You thought it was funny that I couldn't pay my rent. Everything that you laughed at me about, now you got to go through. Now you got to see how I feel to go stay with a family member or a friend that really don't want you in their shit.
But wait a minute, Tenaya. Keontae did you a big one by allowing you to come there with the kids. Because again, you have moved on with another man. He moved on with another woman. You had your own place. Arnez put you in and then got you put out of. Then you went and got another apartment that you couldn't pay and got put out of. Keontae was in his own place. Now, see, that's the problem. That's why you didn't have that man on child support. That's why he could have been paying child support for Keontae or KJ Jr., and therefore you could have had some money to go with whatever money you got to go with to pay your bills. But you let him live scot-free, he being able to rent apartments and move women in, and you sitting over here trying to figure out how you going to pay the rent every month. But then Keontae lets you and the kids come to the house, and you think it's hilarious that y'all got into it and he gets put out of the house that is his, and he allowed you to come. when initially he was dead set not letting y'all come there, which is, it's actually sad that your husband would deny you and your kids a place to stay initially. Then he breaks down and allows y'all to come in. Like, Tenaya, like, sis, are you listening to what you're saying? Like, why do you feel like you deserve that? There's no way I would have gave Keontae, Arnez, none of them ninjas ever a chance to get me put out of anything.
You lost your car by doing a loan scam. Now you got to see how I feel. Have to pay for Uber back and forth to work, and not the.
But where's the car Arnez got you? When he didn't pay the rent, he stopped paying the car note too? Because what happened to that car that you said Arnez helped you get? Where is it at?
You used to laugh about me not being able to work because something that happened between us in 2018. So now that certain charge, and yes, I'm gonna say everything is public records. If anybody want to go look it up, that's fine. I don't care. You used to laugh at me about the fact that I can't work a real job, and then there's a possibility that all this that you got going on with your new job can cause you to lose your new job.
Wait, what? You and Keontae got into some ish back in 2018, and you got criminal record and you can't work a job? Well, girl, you need to be working this YouTube channel so you can pay your bills. How are you surviving? Sounds like barely, with 4 kids and 1 on the way.
I don't think it's so funny now. Because at the end of the day, I gave you so many chances before I did this. I always tell you, calm down. I always say it's not going to be good if we go against each other. It's not going to be good. I never wanted to put Keontae on trial, so I gave him so many chances. More chances than I give anybody. Because what? That I was literally holding that husband title to so much weight, y'all. To the point, a lot of.
How were you holding it to so much weight and you're possibly pregnant by a man who's not your husband? Tenaya, I want you to stop saying that. It don't make sense, sis. Just stop saying that. That you was holding your marriage to so much weight and you're potentially pregnant by a man who's not your husband. Golly.
The times throughout my life, Keontae has got over on me. Excuse me. Just because of who he is to me. But I'm tired of doing that. Because that ain't been doing shit but hurting me and my kids, and I'm tired. I'm tired of saving face on the internet. I'm tired of saving face in person. I'm tired of stressing, feeling like regardless of us being married, I'm still doing everything alone. Why am I married then? Why?
I guess because it hold weight.
So let's fast forward to me coming back home. First of all, that night when I leave because I'm scared for my life, you know what I'm saying? That's when he started getting into it, like, you know, about the kids. So like I said, at this point, all right, now me and my kids about to leave because I don't know what's your next step. You threatened to pack our shit up and put it outside, and you telling us fuck us and you gonna get them taken. Now I'm scared for me and my kids. You telling me you hope I die. You tell Arnez what you gonna do to him. You'll call me and then say what you gonna do to me. At this point, now I'm scared. I'm not only scared for.
Okay, but sis, it sounds like y'all were arguing. How is he gonna catch a charge by arguing? If he didn't physically put his hands on you and you didn't physically put your hands on him, there is no charge. Now, you being afraid for your life and your children's life because of his conversation, I understand that part. But how is Keontae gonna catch a case because y'all was beefing? And nobody, he didn't pull out a weapon, he didn't put his hands on you, none of that. At least it doesn't sound like that thus far. Let me say that. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. Let me see what she gonna say.
For my life, I'm scared for my kids' life. And I'm scared to see how this situation may play out. I'm not trying to go through what a lot of women have been going through out here. So yes, me and my kids, had to fucking leave, and we had to go stay in a hotel. They missed a day of school because of domestic violence. That's not cool. We are
Girl, they missed a day of school. There are people who have went through domestic violence situations and lost their whole entire life. You weren't about a day of school in first grade. They got 11 more years of going to school. Sis, I trust and believe they may not get the perfect attendance award, but they're alive and well, and you guys were safe. You harping on they missed a day of school. Tenaya, I'm pretty sure there's been other occasions where them kids that missed a day of school, probably because you didn't want to get up and get them ready for school. Sounded like Liv's life over there.
in a social media world. That is not cool, Keontae. It's nowhere near cool, and it's nowhere near cool to hit. Go to social media, constantly play them, knowing you are in the wrong. You come to social media making it seem like this is all about Arnez because Arnez knew where you stayed. Arnez didn't know where you stayed until literally you and your brother, and I have that on video as well. When the police get called from Keontae, because yes, I took the camera off. I took the camera off the outside. Get off. At that point, I already knew.
But it wasn't yours though. The apartment was in your possession, but his belongings don't belong to you. He can't he can't be around you. So they gave you permission to stay at the apartment and he has to go. But his Ring camera that he purchased and put on the don't belong to you, sis. It'd be all the same if Keontae would have did that to her. She'd have been on here hooping and hollering. He touched my stuff. But again, why was Arnez called? What was he supposed to do? Because it sounds like he's the root of this argument.
At that point, the judge granted his wife, which is me, everything. All property, the whole apartment. If this car was Keontae's, Keontae had to give it to me and the kids. All of that. So I already knew what I was doing. So Keontae tried to call the police on me and get me locked up. He literally said on camera, "Oh, bitch, you finna go to jail." So he called the police to try to get me locked up, not knowing I already had a TPR anyway. So I'm waiting on him to get home from work because I'm just like, you done made the kids miss school, which is not good. As we all know, first grade matters. Kindergarten don't really matter in Georgia. You won't get in trouble for that. But kids constantly missing first grade and on up, you can get in trouble. You can really get your kids taken.
Says one day of missing school because the parents had a DV situation is not going to get the law involved. One day. Now, if you like Olivia over there and the kids miss 30 plus days, yeah, now you got a problem. One day, I promise you, the law is not coming knocking on your door.
Because of that, because why are they constantly missing school? But due to this situation, my kids are missing school due to domestic violence from their own father. The only freaking man that they love. They love more than their own biological dad. And you telling me these?
She keeps saying DV, but I ain't heard yet that he put his hands on you. So how is it DV? Maybe altercation. Would it be a domestic altercation? Because it sounds like y'all was just arguing. Domestic dispute. That's what it's called. It's a domestic dispute. There's no violence involved. So why do you keep saying that? Because you haven't said in 25 minutes that he put his hands on you. He was just running his yap and texting you. That's it. You said you went to court and showed them text messages. You didn't say you went to court and showed bruises. When there are really women out here who have those bruises to show. You just mad because Keontae initially gave you his ass to kiss. And you was mad about that. So now you had gotten a way to pay him back. Like I said again, she don't give a damn about Keontae and Keontae don't give a damn about her. That's why I don't know why they keep playing with each other. It's sick at this point.
These the things you got to say about your children. The children that's all over your social media that you make money off of. But then when you get the money, you ain't even spending it on them. And you're trying to make their mama have sex with you in order to continue to take care of them, that is wrong. And y'all, I'm very frustrated about this, and I shouldn't be. I'm pregnant. I gotta keep defending for myself, y'all. This is aggravating.
Well, Tenaya, you put yourself in a situation when you went and got an apartment that you clearly couldn't afford, and you dealing with men that can't take care of you. And you put yourself in a position where you can't go get a job. But here's the thing, girl, you got a YouTube channel with 100,000 subscribers. Why you don't put up videos? Prior to this video, the last time she put up a video was 4 weeks ago. You can't make no money not putting up videos. You got 100K. You got Jasmine over there working overtime, and she got half of what you got. You can't work. You just told us you got a criminal record that makes you where you can't get a real job. You just told us that. You got a baby daddy that don't pay child support. So you don't work, but you got a social media platform. She got a whole bunch of people on TikTok. She got a big platform on TikTok. She got 100,000 on YouTube. You're already monetized. Where are the videos, sis, so you can pay your bills and get your own place? That's called, to me, in my eyes, that's called lazy. Pregnant, even before she got pregnant, she wasn't putting up videos. Because Tenaya wants somebody to take care of her. But since Arnez and Keontae, it ain't them, sis. Because if that was the case, they would have already done it. Arnez already showed her what he was going to do. He didn't pay the rent. He moved her in and didn't pay a dime after that. Probably didn't even help her financially move into the apartment. She did that on her own. So Arnez already showed you what he's going to do. And then when you get in a situation, you trying to be cute in front of Keontae, you go call Arnez. And you really put Arnez in harm's way. Because we don't know Keontae's temperament. Keontae could have, threw caution to the wind and bust off right in front of the police. We've seen it happen. The fact that you put Arnez in harm's way, and the fact that Arnez brought his dumb ass over there. Because if I was Arnez, I would be like, hey, I'm going to meet you at the mall. You remember where we met the other night at the mall parking lot? I'm going to meet you up there. I wouldn't have came to the house if I was Arnez.
This is extremely stressful. So when the police get there, he's going back and forth with he's even going back and forth with the officers. Why I gotta leave? I'm the only one on the leash.
Yeah, so that you're right, Goody. So off the rip, she can't be in the apartment with the criminal record and hasn't had a background check done by the apartment. She messed up. Because Keontae's lease is about up on that apartment, because I think he moved into that apartment around this time last year. I think it was around October or November when he moved into that apartment. So the lease is about to be up. Sis, what you getting ready to do? And I think she due at the end of this year. I think she's due in November or December.
And on these, not even these kids, like these kids, like, wow. Like he's talking like these not even his children. These kids not even only, I'm the only one. Then he just moved his brother in maybe about a week ago now. Both of them is going against me. I have a recording of that. His brother is literally in the house while me and him is on the porch with the officer in between us. He's in there calling me bitches, calling me hoes, calling me everything. He's going through the same thing with his wife, which his wife is my ex-friend. She literally just did the same thing to him to the point where he had to leave that state and he had to come stay here in the household where me, Keontae, and our kids were.
Oh, so that's why the brother was so upset, because he definitely sounded like he was about to get put out somewhere. That's why the brother was so emotional, because we was trying to figure out why is the brother so choked up.
So because he's Keontae's brother and not my brother, the judge granted him to be out as well. So now I got two men. It's just me and my children. I have two men that's family members that sit here upset because they have to go. And they're both mad at me. They're both attacking me in front of this officer, because the officer that Keontae called and they sent out was like, Y'all, I don't even want to disrespect that officer on here. But honestly, it was like he was more so trying to take the man's side. I don't know if he felt like because it's two men and it's just one of him, he was scared, or if he just one of them type officers that want to take the man's side because he's a man. I don't know. But all I know was I had to call for backup. I had to call for a supervisor officer to come out there because I just felt like even at this point, while you're here, officer, you're still making me feel like my life is in danger with both of these men. So now that this
Girl, your life definitely was not in danger with Keontae. Now that brother, I don't know, he sounded like he was a little unhinged. Okay, I definitely would have been fearful of that brother. But the fact that the police, and it was more than one police officer standing there, Tenaya, when we saw you in that video, since you definitely did not look scared to us, you looked like you was chilling, waiting on Arnez to pull up.
point, I had to call my mom, and yes, I called Arnez. Yes, I did. I tried my best not to call him, but I'm just like, at this point, this hurts because I know you're only doing this because you feel like she don't have no male figure at all to call.
So calling the police wasn't sufficient enough. So then you had to call Arnez. What the F was Arnez supposed to be doing for you? No, since you called Arnez to spite Keontae. And I'm going to tell you something. Karma is a mother sucker. The same demise you causing for Keontae could possibly happen to you, Tenaya. You gotta be careful how you play games, because games will get played right back on you. You called Arnez to spite Keontae. You didn't feel like Arnez needed to protect you. Well, what was he gonna do? Hell, he had a son with him. What was he gonna do with the son? Tenaya, I'm sorry. And for all the women out there that are in agreement with her, sis, you was dead ass wrong. Now, I'm not saying Keontae, if the argument really did happen like that, yes, Keontae was wrong. If once you told him no, no means no. Him throwing a hissy fit because you won't give up the cookies. Yeah, I mean, he needs to grow up. But again, Keontae just strikes me as the type, because he's done it before. He's cheated on you before. Keontae strike me as the type where he ain't begging for no Uchi. Oh, you don't want to give it up? Oh, okay. Trust and believe, honey. He got him about 2-3 of them sitting in the stable somewhere. He just don't look like the type that would be around begging and groveling for coochie. He don't look like that type to me. Now, Arnez does. Keontae don't.
So that's the next closest man that I feel like can hold my kids in his car while all of this going on, because then at this point it hurts so bad, y'all. My kids is literally looking out the freaking upstairs window at all this commotion. So I asked Arnez to, yes, come to the house. It's police out here. My mom is out here. My kids is out here. Can you please pull up? Even if it's just to put the kids in your car and ride around to the neighborhood park in the front or something. But I just don't.
Why couldn't the mama? Why couldn't you? Oh, that was your mama out there, girl. We were trying to figure out who that chick was. Oh, that was your mama. Oh, okay. Well, why couldn't, girl? Why you can't stay with your mama instead of going through all that? You can't go stay with your mama with your kids. If she came to your rescue at this altercation, why couldn't you go stay with her? Instead of going to the point getting Keontae put out of his house that he allowed you and the kids to come stay at, why you just didn't say, you know what, I'm out. It ain't like you had a whole bunch to move. You said you sold everything. Why you just didn't get you a little small U-Haul, throw your little stuff in there and go? Your kids going to school, sis, you don't work. You could take them to school. If your mama live on the other side of town, I mean, how inconvenient is that? You don't work anywhere. Just get your butt up and take your kids to school and go pick them up. That's simple.
I don't want my kids constantly looking out this window at all this going on. The moment Arnez pull up, Keontae recording him. Got the camera in his face, making it seem like, oh, he been a while living. They been having sex and all this because of him. What? Are you serious? Like, be for real. How am I going to even get a TPO taken out on you if it's simply about a man knowing where you stay? How do I even have time for Arnez if you say, B, you always miserable, you always in that room, you don't go. Like, that's how he coming at me. But now all of a sudden I've been messing with Arnez. Like, first, what is it? You say Arnez left me for dead. He didn't care about really me and the kids. But then you say the whole time I'm messing with him. But how am I messing with him if you say I'm always in the house not doing nothing? Like, it's just like, y'all, I don't know what is his problem. But I know at this point it's not me. It's not, I'm not his problem. His kids not his problem. I felt like maybe because his bills got behind. He fell short by his own wrongdoings, and basically he took it out on everybody that was around him. And I can't even say everybody that was around him because, as I said before, Keontae never takes it out on men. He don't treat his.
Sis, why did his bills get behind if you moved in there? I know you told us you was gonna put food in the house because you get food stamps. You didn't think you should help pay on the light bill and the water bill, maybe half on the rent? I mean, half the rent is better than not, paying all the rent. I don't understand what she's talking about. Like, this sounds so foolish to me. It sounds like two immature individuals that definitely do not need to be married, let alone anything else. Like, at this point, hopefully the baby is not Keontae's. So then all y'all got to do is worry about little KJ, okay? Because, I mean, this is so ghetto. It's so sad at this point. The poor kids. The kids had to witness. Those kids have literally been drugged for back and forth all around for the past year. You went from your low income apartment to the house that Arnez put you in, to the house that he got you put out of, to the apartment you moved into, to the apartment you got put out of, to now you said you stayed in an extended stay for a couple weeks out of town. Then you came back and you staying with Keontae. All this while pregnant.
Homeboys like this. He don't treat his brothers like this. He only treat the woman that's in home like this. But putting the kids in the middle of it is what drew the line for me. I can't do it. So the icing on the cake for this situation was right after Keontae gets served with his papers, his TPO papers, the very next day, y'all. Keep in mind at this point, thankfully, I have something that's on the door to where you can't get in unless you literally kick that door in. The very next day, he got served on September 1st. September 2nd, his cousin was the driver. His brother was in the passenger seat. I was asleep. Luckily, my kids were on the phone with my mom. On KJ phone, my mom. I'm in the room asleep. All I heard, boom, 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 boom. So I'm like, I hopped up instantly. And as we all know, like, when you break your sleep, you got like the jitters or something like that. And then, like, me being pregnant too, so it's like my body already in like a shaking mode because my sleep just got broken from some booming on the door or whatever. So I tell the kids, I'm telling them, go in the room, like, go in the room. I was like, just lay down, whatever. So at this point, I'm calling 911 instantly because, like I said, don't nobody knock on no door like that unless you're a police or you intruder or something like really going on. So instantly when I hop up, I see the cousin's car out there, and I see the brother get out the car. So I yell from the top of the stairs, who is it? He said his name. He said, open the door, bitch. I'm just trying to get my charger. I said, I'm not opening the door. Get away from the door right now. He said, no, open this door. So then I heard him twisting the lock. So at this point, I have my gun pointed to the door. Like, if you get in here, I'm going to let one off. I don't care. Because y'all just got served yesterday. Y'all got all y'all stuff. The police told you, get your stuff out that you need because you cannot come back here unless you got an officer with you to get the rest of your stuff. Y'all came back in a car deep. And then you bang and saying, open the door so you can get a charger, which is the same charger that's in Keontae video that's in your hand. And not only that, if it was another charger that you had, you should have thought about that yesterday when you got served. And how you came back to that door wasn't how you was gonna get no charges. You came back to that door as if like you want trouble.
Ooh, wait, this is all this about some Uchi. Because she wasn't giving up the goods. All this started because you said, not tonight, baby. Lord.
Because at this point, your brother is putting in your head that Arnez is staying here like a fool. So I'm on the phone with 911 on the dispatch. I hope they replay it in court, but I let the dispatch know right now.
Ooh, hold on, EJ. You said she a felon with a firearm? Because it don't sound like she got a misdemeanor since she said she caught a case and she can't get a job. I mean, do she got a felony? Y'all, she say it's public record. I'm going to just tell y'all TMR's not going to look it up because I could care less. But I'm just saying, if she does have a felony, how you got a firearm, sis?
Now, I feel like an intruder is coming in. He have turned these locks. If it wasn't for the little, it's something called, it's about a brand called Brinks or something like that, where hold the door in place to where even if you unlock that door, you got to kick that door down to get in. I said, if it wasn't for that, I said he would have got in because he just picked this lock. I sat that right there and watched that top lock unlock, and he don't have a bottom lock. I said, if he come in here, I'm shooting. She said, keep your gun up until the police get there. That's exactly what the dispatch said. She said, stay on the phone. If you have to drop the phone, y'all keep in mind, while I'm doing this, my kids is literally in his room watching me, having to sit here and protect them against their dad and their dad fucking family. What? This is horrible. This is not something I need to be going through. And you got to nerve to sit here and come to the media like this is just solely about.
Yeah, well, technically, he would be considered an intruder, although his name was on the lease. She has a TPO. She said he was served on September the 1st. So technically, he shouldn't have been back at that house. For a charger, he left his hat. He needed a bite to eat. He needed to take a shower. He technically, legally, let me say that, legally, not just technically, legally, he has a TPO. He was served on the 1st. On the 2nd, he had no business being there.
Arnez, what? Arnez fucking came to protect your own child, your own children in front of you, to protect them from you. Like, that is.
Girl, Arnez don't need to protect Keontae's son or kids for him. He wasn't a threat to the children, Tenaya. You're making him being a threat. He wasn't a threat to the kid. Why you keep acting like Arnez is saving the day when Arnez couldn't even keep a roof over you and your kid's head? This is what you told us out your own mouth. You said Arnez wouldn't even text the lady back. Arnez's family was dragging you on your social media to where you had to cut your comments off on YouTube because they kept Arnez's kids or Arnez's wife's kids kept coming to your comments, dragging the hell out of you. But not Arnez couldn't protect you from that. So, but all of a sudden now Arnez is, he coming to save the day and protect the children from their daddy, who sounds like wasn't a threat to the children. Tenaya, cut it out.
It's crazy. So, like I said, I had to, after that whole situation, I get the police report. They hurry up and pulled off before the police even got there. This special say, okay, it's the officer outside the door, man. Put your gun up. Put her since Labor Day. Y'all had to go back to the courts to report that. Like, I gotta keep going back and forth to the courts. Back and forth. This is tiring. Leave yesterday to go stay with my mom and my kids. Come back to the house. I come back to the house, y'all, this morning. to check on the house. Y'all know what he did? He turned the electricity off.
I mean, sis, it is in his name. See, this is what happens when you don't got your own. Yes, Keontae is your husband, but that's the apartment he acquired while you two were separated. You had your own place, he had his own place. I don't know, Keontae. Now, the kids are still in that house. Like at the end of the day, you know those kids are still there. Why would you cut the lights off on your own damn children? Now, I could see her being in the house by herself and you cut the lights off. But why would you cut the lights off on your kids? And today I'm praying to God that you did not have Arnez up in that man's house, regardless if he got a TPO or not. That is the house that he got on his own. Baby, this is a mess.
Yeah. Which is a violation to the TPO. It clearly says on that TPO, do not touch the home utilities. Do not cancel no auto insurance. So not only did he turn the electricity off today, he also turned the Wi-Fi off. He disconnected the Wi-Fi. Because like, as we all know, it was his apartment. Everything was in his name. He disconnected the Wi-Fi. So therefore, I wouldn't see on the cameras or have proof on the cameras of him and his brother and cousins popping up to the door, even after they got served temporary protection order papers.
So wait a minute. Why are we relying on the camera now when we have you on film and you just told us you disabled the camera? You took it off the door. So once they left and you got sole ownership of the apartment via the TPO, now you decide to insert the camera back. Why did you take it off in the beginning? If you need the camera now, why wasn't the camera needed then? Obviously, the camera wasn't needed then because it would have showed you're wrong. But the camera's needed now because you want to prove somebody else wrong.
Then he disconnected the electricity. So now, me and my kids have to either go in the shelter, go in the hotel, or find somewhere else to live.
Oh man, Tenaya, you mean to tell me you did all that and you still gotta go? Damn. That's messed up, sis. You did all that and still. But here's the thing, Tenaya. Just get the lights turned back on in your name. Now, here's the thing. When you live in an apartment and they cut the lights off, don't the lights automatically cut back on in the apartment's name? Or it's transferring the utilities? Because Keontae told us he got his own place already. So he told us that he was going to transfer the utilities. He has the right to do that. He got to have utilities where he's at. So why you just don't get the utilities transferred in your name? Or do you got outstanding Georgia Power bills and you can't do that, sis? Oh, man. Well, let Arnez pay the bill since he came to protect you and the kiddos. Let him put the lights in his name or let him pay the past due bill you got.
Until I figure out if they are going to allow me to just switch the lights over in my name until basically I move. But this is not what he tell y'all. He don't tell y'all the truth. He tell y'all bullshit and y'all go running with it. Let's be real. I don't even look like a one man or disrespect nobody household for no man and out. Like what? Arnez will tell you himself. And there been times where Arnez asked, can he just sit there and take me and the kids out to eat just to get out the house? And I tell him all the time, I'm not in this man's household. I'm going to respect him. I'm not doing that.
Well, then why did he show up to the house? Tenaya, cut it out.
Even though Arnez knew I was uncomfortable with the whole situation, a lot of friends and family members knew I was uncomfortable with the situation. I didn't bring nobody to happen. And I felt like I had to bring somebody because you sitting here bringing everybody to the door, but you trying to isolate me from everybody. so I can feel alone, so you can get over on me, so you can continue to abuse me. And nobody would know about it. So
Tenaya,
I don't currently think, this is what I'm going through.
Here's the thing, y'all. I don't think Keontae was intentionally. Tenaya, we're gonna talk to you later, sis. Okay. I think at the end of the video, you guys, she shows text message receipts. If y'all want to go watch them, y'all can. We've watched her for 40 damn minutes, child. I'm tired. Okay. Whew. All right. I've missed a lot of you guys' comments, and I do apologize. Shouts out to everyone in the chat. Here's the thing, y'all. Initially, I'm gonna just keep saying this because I don't think you guys heard me. Initially, Keontae didn't even want her there. So now you're saying Keontae let you come to isolate you from your family and friends? Initially, he didn't even want you there. That's why you were mad. That's why you moved out of the state of Georgia from what you stayed. Because you was mad. You was mad because Keontae wouldn't let you move in. But now he let you move in on the strength of the kids needed an address so they could go to school, which I don't understand why they couldn't go to school from your mama house and you stay with your mother, since sounds like you're forced to do that anyway. Why didn't you just, I don't understand why you feel like Keontae's trying to destroy you when he didn't want to be fooling with you from the first place. He kind of, in my opinion, he did it by default. Pearl, the name of the channel is the T&k Family and the official me. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link for Black and Bougie. Or if any of you guys else have any comments on this story, baby, when I tell you this was a whole entire mess. Now I can't wait to hear Keontae's to be continued, because Keontae had a to be continued. I can't wait to hear his to be continued. And I want to see how different his version is from her version, because we already know they're definitely going to be different versions. But then I feel like since they brought this to the people's attention, it's up to the people to determine what's true and what's not. We got Coco in the building. Hey, Coco.
Hey, girl. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, sis. Thank you so much for being here. What you think about all this?
Girl, let me tell you, girl. Girl, Tenaya is a fool and Tenaya is a liar. Think about it, TMR, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm from the same neck of the woods that you from, okay? Mm-hmm. And I'm for sure you done seen more junk than I done seen, okay? Because you probably a lot older than me, okay? Mm-hmm. But check this out, right? And Tenaya was really, really scared for her life against her own husband. Why in the world did you go back in the first place?
That part.
That's my first question. Why did you go back? Because if I'm afraid of a man or whatever that's supposed to be my husband, I'll be filing divorce papers right away. And here in Indiana, it don't take long to file no darn divorce papers. You could do that over the internet, okay? I have seen plenty of women do it for $200.
That's true.
It's not that hard, okay?
But this is the thing, Coco. She's not saying that she was afraid of him initially. She's saying that particular night is what made her afraid because of his behavior of her refusing to give him the ill 99.
But what I don't understand is, and she was afraid of him for his behavior that particular night, why fight so hard to stay in the same house with him?
She wasn't trying to stay in the same house with him. She used his arguing, his let me say threats,
yeah,
she took that as his threat. She used that against him to get the TPO. Because
but what I'm saying is the TMR, okay, I'm the type of person that if I feel any type of threat towards you, I don't want to be in the area where you know where I'm at.
I don't want to be in your vicinity. Correct.
Exactly. So there's no way in the world I would have stayed behind with my children, trying to fight to stay in the apartment when I knew where he knew where I was at. If I felt any threat, because that means if he's a threat to me, he's a threat to the kids that I had. Secondly, Tanae need an old school woman to go sit down and really talk to her and give her the game. My mom told me from the beginning when I began to learn about the birds and the bees, you never have a whole bunch of children that you cannot take care of, because if that man decides to walk out on you tomorrow, what are you going to do?
That part.
Why did she continue to have kids when she was already struggling with the ones that she already had?
Well, considering that she's not working, but that's the thing. She has a YouTube channel with 100K subscribers. There go your job right there, sis.
Yeah,
Why don't you?
but she knows she's too lazy to even do that. Why keep on having kids that you can't take care of, period? And then I want to know this. What happened to the other kids, daddy?
Now, someone said in my chat, Black and Bougie, I don't know if you can answer that question. Where is the triplets' dad?
First of all, hey Tasha, I haven't talked to you in a few years. How you doing,
Girl,
sis?
where you been?
Shit, in the chat like I've been for the last 4 damn years. But anyway, talking my shit. But no, I remember Tanae probably mentioned the triplets' father probably once in the last few years since I've seen him. And I don't know if he's in prison or where he is, but I remember her saying something like, yeah, and the triplets, they got their little relationship with their daddy, but they don't need him. Like it was almost like he sees them sporadically, or I don't know, but he's not around, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But if I can comment on this, and y'all gotta excuse me because I'm really passionate about women and children. This shit got me balling.
What's your thoughts, sis?
Is Tenaya a bimbo? Is she an airhead? Absolutely. Tenaya ain't got good sense. The universe gave a damn mosquito. So we're not gonna, try and, discount that. Mm-hmm. But what I am gonna say is Tenaya and any woman has the right to deny a man of sex for any reason. I don't give a damn if it's a rainy Tuesday and, Buffalo Wild Wings doesn't have, a special. I don't feel like having sex today. Like, Tenaya is not obligated to give Keontae sex. And I'm sure if any of us, because Tenaya likes to make it seem like, y'all done been through this, y'all lying. Don't get me wrong. All of us have been through tumultuous relationships and things like that. But Tenaya, no, I have not been through what you've been through. I never, had a baby by a man, when I was pregnant and stuff like that. But whatever Tenaya, for one, Tenaya sealed her fate when she decided to move, what she call it, her low income apartment. When really it's literally just subsidized housing. That's all it is. Tenaya sealed her fate when she decided to sublease her place with Arnez's cousin or whoever the hell this person is. So you decide to do that. He flees you. And now, this nigga done sold you a dream. Sorry. And now you have nowhere to go. You understand what I'm saying? So, Tenaya, you sealed your fate when you did that dumb shit. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it seems like after Tenaya did that, things have just been downhill. But I don't want us to deny how irate a man can get when you don't give him sex. I mean, let's not be silly here, ladies. And I'm not saying we all are currently going through this or whatever, but either we have in the past or we know women who, when he no longer has access to you, your apartment, your house, your car, he can get a little bit insane. We know this. So why are we acting like Tenaya is lying here?
Hold on, Black and Bougie. Hold on. What you're saying is correct. However, we can't say for all men. We also have to use the temperament and the personality. Again,
no. Go ahead. No.
Listen to me. I'm not saying that there wasn't an argument, right? But again, Keontae is a man who's always cheated on Tenaya. I can't see him getting solely irate because she didn't want to lay up with him. I can see him getting mad because she doesn't want to lay up because she knows that she's sleeping with somebody else. And what she also said in her video, you should take it as a blessing why I won't sleep with you, because there's a reason. When she said that, that's probably what made him mad. Like, what you mean? What's going on with you?
Okay, can I give 2 examples, Tosh?
Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I don't ever want us to make it, to give this idea of because a man, his temperament or the way that he looks or his personality, that negates that he's capable of violence and things like that. Just because Keontae, it seems like he's mild mannered. We don't live with Keontae. We don't sleep with him. We don't know his personality when he's off his camera. I remember an episode of Steve Wilkos. And there was this guy who was touching his children, and the mother was going crazy. She was throwing chairs. She was doing all type of stuff. And the audience was literally rooting for the dad because it's like, there's no way he did this. Look how calm he is. Look how mild mannered he is. There's no way that he would ever do this. Man, it came out he did do something to those children. But since she was so irate and insane, she's a nut job just like me. So, people felt like, oh, he couldn't have done that. See, people think that Keontae is not doing these things because he does not display this type of behavior. That doesn't mean anything. We don't know how Keontae is.
You're right. But what I'm saying is what could have happened. Again, none of us know. Only them two know, right? So it's her story, his story, and it's going to be the truth, right? And let's be honest. Both of them are going to embellish their stories when it comes to social media, right? What I'm saying is it could be, again, I'm just giving an example. I don't know. But it could be once she said what she said to her audience, that it's a reason you should feel blessed that I'm denying you sex. Because let's be honest, I don't think that's how it was going on when she first moved back into the house with him. It just happened all of a sudden. Because she didn't say this has been a problem for us. She spoke up one particular night.
Okay, with that being said, and believe me, I'm not trying to cape for this girl. This girl has a freaking chitlins for brains. But this is what I'm
for her either. I'm speaking the obvious. I'm logically thinking about both the sides, right?
I get what you're saying, Taj. But my thing is this. Okay, Lord forbid I have to move back in with my ex-husband. He's not going to tell me, okay, in order for you and the boys to come here, you're going to have to give me some every now and then. I'm not knowing that, the stipulations are sex. I'm just thinking like, oh my God, guys, we got to move back in with your dad. I'm really sorry. It's not going to, we're going to be here for like 3 months. It's going to be okay. She didn't know that the stipulations were, you're going to have to give me some to live here. So now she's thinking like, well, come on, Keontae. I mean, we're still a family. I mean, I'm still your wife. I mean, as long as I cook and clean up and help you with your bills and, make sure everybody's eating. I mean, damn, now I got to give you some twat for me to live. Well, damn.
That was the ongoing issue. She spoke of one particular night. She didn't say, y'all, this is what I've been dealing with since I've been back here. She didn't say that.
But she made it seem, this is what to me, it gave, this was ongoing. And then once I kept denying it, now it's like, okay, he's getting tired of it. That's just like, I mean, I'm sure some of us have been in a relationship like, where we've been with a man and it's like, oh, I'm kind of getting tired of screwing you. You're not really that good, and you don't really treat me right anyway. So this is kind of coming to an end. Okay. So, the man, excuse me, at first he's going to be like, come on, baby. Like, and you're like, no, I don't want to. But then after a while, after a couple of weeks, he's going to be like, well, bitch, you need to get out because he's, or I'm leaving, because he's tired of you not doing it. And don't get me wrong. I don't necessarily think that Keontae wants Tanae to lose it because she tries to make it seem like, oh, he tried to make me lose my baby. Tanae, I don't think he's trying to make you lose your baby, but I do think that he doesn't care if she does. I think he's indifferent towards that child. Yeah, I think he's indifferent towards that child. And I think it also would bring him joy to know that, he is literally screwing on top of another man's baby. I think, because men are demented like this. Like, let's stop discounting how, evil men can be. I mean, let's be honest. And I'm going to go ahead and let y'all talk. But black men are literally unaliving black women every 4.5 hours. Over any little thing. Sex, I can't use your car anymore. I can't live there anymore. You don't let me get any of your food stamps anymore. Just anything. Black men are literally taking our lives every 4.5 hours because we are denying them access to our lives, our money, our houses, our car, any little thing. And I'm not saying that I would think that Keontae would hurt her, but I don't doubt it. I would never discount a woman. And she's like, oh, I'm afraid of him. And I'm like, oh, girl, he ain't going to do nothing to you. No, fuck that.
But this is my thing, though. And I'm just saying this, I guess, thinking in my own head, if I was in a position, even if I couldn't leave that night, right? But that morning, and I see that this is an uncomfortable environment now. It's uncomfortable for me, so it's automatically going to be uncomfortable for the children.
Absolutely.
I would have removed myself. Again, she didn't have anything to lose. That wasn't her apartment. I would have just removed myself. I said, you know what, Keontae, I'm not going to argue with you about my butt. I said no, and that's what I mean. Like, I'm not going to argue with you.
Right.
Right? I said no. Whatever the reasons is no is. I ain't even got to tell you the reason because it's my butt. Right? I would have left. I would have just left.
I agree.
But obviously, Tenaya had nowhere to go. We just heard her say she got the bills cut off and she can't even cut them on. She's talking about going to stay in a hotel when you could have taken that money, pay your old bill off because it's giving old bills somewhere with Georgia Power and pay your old bill off and stay where you're already at. Because again, remember you said it's for the kids. They got to go to school and they came to school. What I'm saying is this is what happens when you put yourself in positions to depend on people.
Absolutely. And that's why I keep saying that Tenaya is an airhead because Tenaya sealed her own fate. You keep doing stupid shit, and then when you get stupid results, you come on here like, I need to tell y'all about Keontae Tenaya. No, baby, you done fucked up bad. And it's getting bad for you. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. But a lot of people in the chat were saying like, oh, I believe Keontae, I believe him. And Tenaya had said something about this, and I truly believe this. And if I'm wrong, okay, who cares? Tenaya was saying like, y'all, take Keontae's side because y'all find him attractive. You know what I mean? Because y'all look at him as someone that is desirable. And then y'all look at me and feel like, oh, there's no way that he could possibly, be treating you like this. He can get all kind of women and this, that, and the third. And I do believe that a lot of women are doing that. I'm not saying everybody in here is doing that, but I think people feel like, oh, he could get women. He ain't got to miss me too.
I'm definitely not a woman who thinks I'm not even into light-skinned men. So I don't think quite honest with you, he has really horrible complexion.
He does. It's bad. He looks like he's got asthma.
Yeah, and he's young. I don't get into the young guys. So I'm not coming from, I just think he's so dreamy because of his different color eyes. Girl, child, I can care nothing about that. I'm more concerned with that. Okay? I'm more concerned with that. I don't care nothing about your funny color eyes. I don't care nothing because I can't spend those in the store, right? I can't with your eye color. So for me, that's not it. I'm really I feel like I just get tired of these chicks coming on here with these storylines and all this old foolishness going on, and there's kids involved. They're more into the foolishness of the relationships that they're in instead of how their livelihood and their children's livelihood. That'd be my irritation with Tenaya and Liv and Jasmine and all of them. Y'all be more into the mess of what's going on instead of the long picture of how this can affect you and your children. You know what I mean? Because even when I went through the things that I went through, obviously I went through it initially because hell, I didn't know I was going through it. So once you get to the point, you got to go through the motions, right? But once I went through it, I guarantee you, even if I went through something else, I didn't go through that again. Because I learned from that. It's these women continuously keep going through the same thing.
Like, right. And I think that's what's so frustrating because those of us that have been through it, it's like, damn, what are you doing? And if you notice, it always centers around dick. I think that's what's so weird about, because it's always, oh, I'm always unstable because of dick. I'm always moving out of the state and abandoning my children because of D. Oh, I'm always, oh, guess what, guys? I'm pregnant and I'm shopping in a thrift store. Hey, guys, and it's like Tenaya, she made it seem like she was going on this extravagant excursion, this moving and starting a new life. Tenaya, you went 20 miles up the road And then you went in the extended stay and then like, yeah, y'all, I'm at Keontae's house. I just want to tell y'all today. Nobody cares. You look stupid, sweetheart.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have went the way when he denied you initially. When you asked him, can you and the kids move in because you knew you was about to lose your apartment because you didn't have the money to pay the rent? When he told you no, I wouldn't have asked again. I just wouldn't. I would have figured out something where I wouldn't have to rely on him because she even said herself that Keontae was using her and the kids for social media content. We all said it. She said it. And the fact that she went back to him again, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like what she went through. No one should go through that. That's why you don't put yourself in those positions to go through bullshit. That's all I'm saying. Don't put yourself in those positions.
You're right. Okay, but can we ponder about how maybe, I mean, because let's be honest, they both have a channel. This could have literally, I mean, let's be honest, Tenaya has cash cow. She's literally sitting on a gold mine. If she wasn't so damn trifling and lazy, Tenaya be up. But she's not. So, this literally could have been, hey, moving back in with my husband to not even get our family together, to get me and our lives together, come along with our journey. It's like these individuals, they don't try to, like capitalize on their situation. Like they'll give you the drama and, all the horse shit that comes with it, but they won't show you their journey. Like, they don't, they're so stupid. Like, that's why I keep trying to tell people I'm not caping for Tenaya, because Tenaya does have, Tenaya gives me Jasmine vibes. She's very, very thick-headed. It's like her brain is smooth. There's no lumps or anything in it.
Her logical thinking
is out the window.
It's not logical, because when you allowed somebody to sublease your low-income apartment, sis, and I'm gonna tell you what happened once she started beefing with his family, Arnez's family. More than likely, they don't want to drop the dime on the apartments that she was subleasing it. Right?
I believe that.
That's more than likely what happened, and that's how she ended up losing it. But the fact that you lost your low-income apartment, and it sounds like you really needed that, especially right now. You really needed that. And you still floating around the man that was the demise of that whole situation.
The demise of your whole entire life. If we can be real, think about it. Okay, for one, not only did he not, because I don't know, the circles that I'm in and the men that I've dealt with, say for instance, I was dumb enough to move in with a man, and sublease my low income apartment. He would have threatened those people so bad. Like, I'm going to tell you something right now. If you mess up my woman's apartment, I'm going to do something to you. You better not tell nobody. You better not do nothing. You give my woman her money, and you better make sure she have it on time every month, or I'm going to drop a dime on you and I'm going to get something done to you. So the fact that those people didn't even feel any, fuck Tenaya. Sorry. Forget Tenaya. What about Arnez and his connection to these people? Why didn't they feel afraid? Like, I can't do my cousin old lady like this because he gonna get me done up. They didn't even care. And he sat back and let those people do this. And then this is what I don't understand. And Tasha, you talked about this in the chat too. Arnez can come to another man's house, with his scruffy salt and pepper face, with his hip hop city trends clothing on, and demand, in comfort to help you or whatever he did, but he can't get you an apartment. And then let me take y'all out to eat. Nigga, we need somewhere to go. What are you doing, Arnez?
Hell,
and then what if something would have happened to him?
Arnez's house and cook up some of them food stamps. I need you to spend money at a restaurant, Ninja. I need a place to stay.
Thank you. And then Tenaya, why not give Keontae a break? Since he wants some twat so bad. Go over Arnez's house, spend a few days, which it would have kind of been awkward because now you're spending the night at your husband's house and another man with the kids. Okay, that's not going to work anyway. So either way, why couldn't you do something else. I guess I'm just confused because I've never done this. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm so uppity and all that, because, I've been through stuff too, but this is a lot. Tanae, Arnez can't provide you with a place. You moved in with your husband who wants sex in return for food and shelter. Like,
Oh my God.
this is
Hold
not
on, hold on, hold on.
good.
I got somebody on. I've never seen this name before. I got Dr. Amira, and I definitely know you good, sis. But Memphis, I'm gonna let you on. Please don't scare me or the chat.
Oh,
No,
Memphis is
TMI, don't
good.
act like that. It's me. I
Memphis.
be in Kale's chest. Don't do that, girl. Don't do me like that.
Oh, okay. The chat. I don't know. Your name didn't look familiar.
I'm
Love you,
sorry. Don't do
Memphis.
me like that, TMI.
I'm sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. Okay. So what? Black and Bougie, stay right there. Coco, child, we didn't forget about you, but you ain't said nothing. But if you got something to say, jump in. I'm gonna let Memphis holler real quick, and then Dr. Amara, you go ahead and feed off of her.
I guess this gonna be my question for the year for all of these mommies. What's y'all end game? What's y'all year plan, 5-year plan for y'all kids? Because we start following y'all because the kids are cute. The kids ain't gonna be cute too long. After a while, they ain't even gonna want to be on camera. So what's your end game? Tenaya, you can't be around here just popping babies for everybody you did
Ooh.
blink at you now, because this what it's giving. If I was you, I would have got somewhere and had a seat, because God gave you 3 at one time. I'd have probably been like, hell no, never again. But this just me.
Okay.
You looked up with
Yeah, I would have put it to rest.
girl. Oh God, you giving them 3 at a time. Oh, shit now.
God
Listen,
bless
so
you with
you
three
3 at
beautiful
one
children.
time. I'd have set somewhere all the way down. I'd have put that on. I'd have told them for at the OBGY, hey, you can keep this here, vagina here. I'll leave this here. This uterus, all of it can stay here.
Not put it
Just
on the shelf.
put that joint in a museum or something. Cause wait a minute, 3 at one time? Oh hell no.
I would have gave
So
the
Memphis,
eggs
what do
away.
you think the end game is? I mean, like, really? No, that's a good question. We've been asking that for like, I don't know what, 4 years now.
cause I
Uh,
was cool with him doing the separate channel, and okay, y'all gonna co-parent. And I even told him when they first broke up in the chat, and both of them at the end of the day, the kids are cute. Y'all need to come up with a parenting plan and go y'all separate ways. Cause y'all
okay.
got together on some crazy stuff. Cause no sane individual is going to get with a female if he got something really going for himself. And you finna get with this female that's got 3-month-old triplets that are not yours. That's how long I've been following the
Ooh,
story. He got with her when them kids. That's the only daddy they know.
that's true.
And so then you popped up with KJ like almost immediately. You lucky KJ came out red like his daddy and looking like he looking. Otherwise, I'd probably get a DNA test too. Matter of fact, I probably still would have got a DNA test because it's way too quick to get pregnant. Like that's a lot going on. And so they were cheating on each other back and forth and doing all of that and still trying to go back and forth and keep the family together. But you realize how toxic y'all are. Just create a parenting plan and keep it moving. There's an influencer that I follow that she was super fertile and young and dumb and damaged and all kind of strange shit. And she was getting pregnant 2 at a time too. It was real strange. So she got like 6 under 6 or something strange like that.
Oh,
And her and dude, the latest dude, they got together while she was pregnant with her first set of twins. And then she popped up pregnant again with another set of twins that was from him. Again, put that uterus on the shelf somewhere. You hella fertile and gotta send them 2 by 2, 3 by 3. That's some real bullshit. But they decided they weren't gonna be together and were amicable about what the parents are playing. Okay, the kids are small, the 2 little ones that are actually his, they're gonna do 6 months here and this stay with you and 6 months here with me and blase blase. Like, why y'all can't take y'all feelings out of it and just co-parent? That's it. Cause them kids are still here and they got to live through that foolishness.
because they weren't really parenting. So if you're not parenting initially when y'all as a couple, the co-parenting is gonna be hard too. You see what I'm saying? Like that. I don't think I think they forget about that. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. We do got some kids here. You see what I'm saying? Like Tanea tried to make it about the kids, but it was more her ego and her pride. Like, because right now Tanea doing real bad. Like she's
Yeah.
doing real bad. And Keontae kind of had his big one on her. Like, this my ish. You in my house. You can't tell me how to run my house. And Tanea is probably feeling like, damn, after all this time, this is your house. Yeah, this isn't my low income apartment that we've always stayed. Yeah, you're right. This is your place. But again, Tenaya can't get mad at him because he's throwing that in her face because she allowed that to happen. You had an apartment, but you couldn't afford to stay there. That's your fault. That's not Keontae's fault. So give me a moment, Memphis. Dr. Meyer, what's your thoughts?
Oh yeah, can y'all hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Hi.
First of all, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but the reenactments of Black and Bougie was doing was hilarious.
Girl, Black and Bougie is a mess.
She is crazy as heck. Anywho, I wanted to laugh at that. I wanted to laugh at her. Well, laugh with her, right? So let me get that out the way. Secondly, I agree with all of y'all. Both of them sound batch, crazy. I can't say because I don't know if my little one peep it in here, but both of them sound like they nuts. I do believe, to me, this is just the energy I feel. This, and I could be wrong, but the energy I feel like I do believe, like you said, he was holding something over her head. I think he was like, "This is my house. I run it my way," and I don't understand why she would even give up her low income housing. Anyway, she could have stayed there, been happily, had her own stuff, and been able to stack her cheese, because that's the whole point of having low income housing, is to stack your money or do what you need to do while you there, because you can't live there forever. That's not a forever, that's temporarily. Well, at least I thought it would be, right? I thought Section 8 and low income and all that is temporary for most of us, right? If you are able-bodied, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would think that, and I would think that she has, and I just went to her channel. She got like 100 and something subscribers. Let me have it. Look, I'm trying my best. I'm at 700 and something. I'm trying my best to get to 1,000. And look at her. She got it all, got it going and popping. And I don't understand why she can't take that income and do something with that, and show her children shopping, showing her children, or showing herself doing something productive, like, I don't know, getting a GED. I don't know if she got her GED or not. She sound like she don't. I'm just gonna be honest. She sound like she don't have much education. I gotta be honest. And maybe I'm stereotyping, but allow me to stereotype it. Don't be mad at me, y'all. But she just kind of come off like she don't have much. You know what I mean? Like, much in her head. It sounds like she a bat brain, right? And he's dusty. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, y'all. He looked dusty. Like, no, y'all. He looked like a dusty. He looked like his name is Tyrone in them. He looked like one of them kind of guys. And then I saw another video. I just realized that that's the guy that was with that other girl, and she caught him in a hotel, right? It was another girl. So right there, like, why would somebody want him? I hope nobody in that chat. Listen, everybody in that chat, please, no. He is not cute. He is not all that, and he is not worth a hole with a penny in it. Okay, worthless, right? And so, I would have gotten my stuff changed about her name too. I mean, especially if I had my own apartment. It just kind of sounds like some mess. And then she calls the guy to come. So she don't have a brother, or, I mean, with the police there, why does she need somebody else? It just seemed like she was trying to get at him. She's trying to make him jealous. And it just seemed like, I'm not getting ready to tell y'all all that, but let me just say, my first marriage, I was off the chain too. Me and him was both off the chain. We was toxic together. Sometimes people can bring the worst out in each other, especially when they're not healed, right? And it sounds like to me that both of them seem very toxic. They seem like toxic together, and they seem like toxic apart, right? And to me, both of them need some healing. And then they got all those children. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna still cooperate and help her and assist her with the other ones that he has been there in their life since the beginning of time, because most men be like, no. We're not together.
His feelings right now, Dr. Amira.
Okay.
We would only hope that he would continue on a relationship with the children, with the little girls. We would only for their sake, right?
Right.
Is that going to happen? I don't know. That depends on Keontae. But Keontae also has 2 other biological children that are not Tenaya's that he don't have a relationship with. He even said that his little boy who lives in the state of Georgia, he don't even know where he's at. And his little girl lives, I think, in Ohio. If I'm not, I think she lives in Cleveland. He talks to her sporadically. So he doesn't talk to her a lot. So in my opinion, the moral of the story is, you know, Tenaya and Keontae both are very toxic individuals. And I think the reason why they stay together, because you know how when you get in a situation, you just used to somebody.
Yes.
And that's just what it is. They're just used to each other. And I think both of them are very selfish that they won't let each other go so they can actually really go on, because they have love for each other, but their love is not the love that they need to have for each other, because it's not conducive for them or the children. Because if they truly had love, Tenaya should be able to tell Keontae, I don't want to have sex with you tonight. And he would be able to say, okay, but what's the problem? What's wrong? And she'd be able to say, I'm just not feeling it or whatever. But in the back of his mind is, oh, you don't want to have sex with me because you're sleeping with somebody else.
You owe me.
He has the right to feel that way, because right now, currently, she's pregnant with a baby, and he doesn't know if he's for sure the father or not.
Oh, I didn't know that part. Now, wait a minute. I know she's pregnant.
So he has the right to kind of feel that way, because, you know, she could, I mean, his accusations, she kind of proved that when the man that he's mad about shows up at his house when they're in the middle of a domestic dispute.
Right.
Here he comes. So like, where is he coming from? And my thing is, where is Arnez coming from? Because when you had to move out of your house and claim you moved out of state, it's not that you moved in with Arnez. You said you was in an extended stay out of state. And then when you came back, you didn't come back to move in with Arnez, or if Arnez gets you in a place where you can stay, you moved in with your husband, Keontae.
Right.
So
because Arnez had nowhere for her to stay. So she can keep bigging him up all she wants. It makes no sense. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Keontae is a good man, because I truly believe that, you know, that Keontae ain't shit. But let's be honest. He's the one that has an apartment. And I also want to know if anybody knows the laws in Georgia or Atlanta or however this works. Is someone allowed, because I know that it works like this in California and other places, is someone allowed to put you out of your own damn apartment? Like,
I was curious about that too, Black and Bougie. Memphis, I don't know where you ladies, I know Coco live in Indiana, but
and I do too.
Okay, so here's my thing. If you got a TPO, he wasn't violent, because that wasn't never mentioned. How does the judge rule that she gets to stay in the place when it's his place? Is it because
that didn't make sense? Because I'm like, if her name ain't on the lease, how does she get to remain?
Is it because she's pregnant, or because they're married legally? Is that what
okay? Well, the police said you got, because if you listen to the video, the police was like, well, you guys are married. So, you know how they tell the man to like cool off and leave, but they weren't telling him to cool off and leave. They were telling him to get out.
Right.
Like, I've never seen anything like that. Wow. Okay, Tina O said shared property. How is it shared property when Tenaya is not on the lease? Like, I don't understand
that.
But if
y'all
married,
well, in a sense, it is the marital home, because he acquired the home while they were married.
Right.
You know what? I could explain that to you. I just thought about it. I got a brother that's a dirtbag. So, what happens is and this is what I learned from having a brother that's a dirtbag. So, when I learned this, say TMR, whatever, right? Say if you got an ex-boyfriend or whatever that wanted to come stay with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And say he have any type of mail coming into your place, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All he have to do is prove that he got mail coming into that place that would establish his residence without him being on the actual lease. That's why a lot of these apartments now is stating that, hey, don't let a person stay with you for a certain amount of time, and they have stipulations on it because of that law.
Because isn't it if they stay there longer than 30 days, they officially are like basically saying they live there?
If any type of mail. I learned from my brother who's a dirtbag. Trust me. My brother is the king of dirtbags. If you ever see my brother, if his name is Jonathan, anybody named Jonathan, you might want to go look up my blood.
My brother is too. He did that to
Anyway.
my sister, but I didn't know that you could do that because my brother did that to my sister a few years back. He's up in Milwaukee now, but yeah, my sister was calling our family, and my other brother had went over there and threw him out like Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. But it didn't matter because the police was like, "Sir, you can't do that. He lives here." So it was terrible.
See?
So are you guys saying? Because we're still questioning in the chat. So basically, regardless if her name was on the lease, because they're legally married, and she was living there, the kids' address is there because that's where they're going to school. I'm sure she's gotten mail within the last 30 days.
Right.
Even if none of that was applied, because they're legally married, is the reason why he had to go, because he was the aggressor based off her proof, and she got to stay, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, anything that you acquire while you're married belongs to the other party because you're married to them.
Yes.
So, and that to me, it speaks to the way that things are going now. Because as you can see, Keontae did his video first, and most people believe him. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I'm sure Tanae's video is probably going to shoot up. It might not go to 100K, or it might. But most people believe him because he got his story out first. Everybody believes, I told you not to mess with her. Like, it's going to be a shit show. But,
or because he's a man. A lot of times people tend to believe the man more. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And I'm proudly to announce that I'm one of those. I do not do that. I am a womanist. I'm a woman first. I almost never take men's side over women's, unless you're Tuna and Jasmine, and that's a different story. But I don't side with men over women. I don't believe in stuff like that. Unless, the woman is wrong, then yeah. But yeah.
It is what it is. Right. I feel you. But yeah, it just all of that, it gets annoying though, because it's like y'all show the proof. I'm just here to watch the what show at the end of the day, because I mean what can we do? We can't go into these folks' house and then, first thing I remember she said, I know y'all don't believe him. I'm like, girl, it's not a believe, we believe pretty much the synopsis of the thing is we all pretty much believe y'all both messy. That's what it is. Now, some things I believe he did. Now, I believe the SEX part of it, right? I really believe he was asking for that and she got mad.
I do too.
Right.
I think he was tired of not getting it because he felt used, which is ridiculous because she's your wife and these are your children. I think he felt used. I think he felt like, well, you ain't gonna be laying up here not giving me no sex, which is disgusting because she's your wife. Like, you're an idiot. But whatever.
She's pregnant. Like, if she don't want you jumping up and down at her, she got the right to say
yeah. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Right.
It's so sickening. And then also when she said that, she was like, what if this ain't your baby, Keontae? And he was like, I don't give a F. I believe that with every bone in my body because men do stuff like that. It probably would make Keontae feel wonderful to know, like, yeah, nigga, that ain't even my baby. I was busting on your baby head. Because, men that's just how they are. Like, and he wants to be able to throw that in, geriatric Arnez's face,
Geriatric.
Well, so y'all, we're gonna give our final thoughts on this because we've been on here almost over 2 hours, baby. So, Memphis, what's your thought? You just came back in the chat. What's your thoughts, sis?
I feel like she just playing both of them, and I think the plot twist gonna be it's not Arnez baby and it's not Keontae baby.
Girl, James, bring them out.
Oh, Memphis, why did you do that?
Because listen. Wait till my wait a minute, because I ain't gonna just be dropping bombs and just leave.
Lord.
Listen. The way she moved, I just don't expect folks to not be hoish. So I feel like they not the only two possibilities because her thing is, I'm going to sleep with you so I get somewhere to lay. I can drive somebody's car. I get some money in my pocket. But she always pit the two of them against each other. It's either Arnez ain't shit, Keontae ain't shit. I feel like she got somebody else on the back end on the bench that we don't know about.
Oh
Oh no, that is
Probably like,
gross.
dude.
Oh my God! Now you done got something else in my head. Oh Lord.
No, what? I didn't
Well, you
want to
know
think
what?
about that. Why did she
Anything's
do that?
possible at this point. I'm just shocked that people like to get on the internet and do this. I mean, at this point, why not? I mean, shit, we ain't watching cable. We are watching YouTube, so you
Right.
might as well. But I'm just thinking to myself, baby, that's just a little too much going on right there. You know, you're pregnant. You should be somewhere enjoying your pregnancy,
With
worry
your feet up.
free, and you sitting up here,
But
it's
think about
it's
it. When she was
Arnez
in
for
that house
me.
with
I
Arnez
don't
and she
I
had
don't
to
like
get
him coming
out.
around.
I don't know, but think about it. When she was in our house with Arnez and then she ended up getting put out, she was like, don't let no man make you stay somewhere you can't afford. That's why I call my husband. My husband sound like Peach. Then she came and put the baby on him. And he was like, hold on. I mean, I know I hit it, but I want the only one that hit it. And I know how you move. Like, he not wrong for saying that because he being honest. Like, yeah, like, so I'm like, I don't think that them two the only two she been letting them dip. Now, true enough, tonight I ain't mad, sis, because it's some folks like Jazz out here, getting fucked on because she ain't fucking getting fucked on, not getting nothing for it. So at least you getting a roof over your head temporarily. But I just need you to come up with another talent to help you make some money, because this ain't it. But yeah, I
But
think
what
Yeah,
it's
you
somebody else
besides
baby.
using
gotta
that thing,
you
but
gotta
okay.
utilize the talent. She actually has something. She got YouTube and TikTok and Chad
Yes.
Performance on both of them, which that's her business. But can you imagine in 2023 being a grown woman with 4 kids and one in your belly, and child, you barely know where your next dollar is coming from?
Yeah. Oh, I don't want that life.
But
And
I
you talking about you still fucked on your husband because his girlfriend was still living there
I
and you
told you
went
sound
over
like
there.
Peach.
Oh
My
God, it's
husband, my
horrible.
husband. Oh,
It's
girl.
so humiliating.
The whole
you
thing
know,
sound like AIDS and felonies. Like, I don't, nah, baby. It's not the
but when
flick
she
shit. It's the
said, I don't know if I'm gonna just keep saying this. When that lady said you should be consider it a blessing that I refuse sex, I said, wait, what are you saying, ma'am?
You got the pocket?
I'm like, what do you mean? Like, Tanea, I don't know if that example was meant for you or you just gave a bad analogy, but it didn't sound good. I'm like, what is
Mm-hmm.
she
Yeah, I
saying?
just think she thought she ate. You know how people think they're saying something
Mm-hmm.
profound
Mm-hmm.
and they think that they're saying something thought provoking. And
Mm-hmm.
she's like, hey, what about this? What about if you, okay, Tanae, goodbye, sweetheart.
But
Have a
that's all
good,
you got to offer is a lay. And then the lay is dangerous because he gonna get up with a souvenir. Like, it's no, man. You raising girls. You have three
What
baby girls and
it's
this is
horrible.
nasty. This is
What
very
about the
nasty.
condoms in these stories? Like, anybody wearing condoms?
No, they
This,
act like they allergic to them, like bath water. Like, I don't
are
I
they
don't
understand.
think they sell
scared?
them at the gas station anymore. Do they still sell them at the gas station?
I
The
don't
gas
know.
station
Yes,
down here,
they
they do.
do.
They back
What
there in
you
the
mean,
back
black
with the
and bougie?
lottery
Yes, they do.
tickets. So
Yes,
yeah,
they still sell condoms at gas. Condoms are everywhere. That stuff
Well,
is.
what
And
happened?
then
Yeah.
when you go to the clinic and get your little yearly or whatever, they give them to you in a paper bag. You can use it for all kind of stuff. You can put a beer in it, some weed. You can do it. It's an all-purpose brown bag. Nobody has to know. Like people need
Oh,
to grow up here.
yeah. I think one of you ladies said that too. I think Coco said it. It's the fact that y'all keep having these babies and don't really know how you're going to take care of them. Depending on the government, when the government can, I'm not going to say the government's going to stop assisting because they're not going to stop assisting. But what they will do and can do is limit how much they assist. So you go from, depending on $800 food stamps, and then you get that letter in the mail to tell you they're going to give you 500 or 400 or 200. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
And you can get
just
800.
like how they stopped the welfare checks. First you could get them indefinitely. Now you can only get them for 36 months. Shit, I used my 36 months up a few years ago. Shit, I quit my job. I didn't want to work anymore. I literally had 7 checks left. They gave me them 7 checks and they were like, ma'am, what are you going to do? Your last check is, I'm like, oh my God, I got to get a job. Like, this sucks. These people are not playing because they're tired of, you depending on them or whatever. And I don't love or agree with the government, but that's just the way it is. When you're begging for other people's money, hey.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
they got folks that's been on Section 8 so long, they finna open put probably a Section 9 in a minute. Cause folks ain't moving. They
Section
ain't
nine.
trying
Not
to get
Section
together.
9.
They ain't trying to get it together. They passing it from generation to generation.
Yeah, I know someone. I think Dr. Meyer, you said that Section 8 and low income housing should be a temporary thing. It's really not. It's like Memphis just said. They pass it down from generation to generation now. You know, it's kind of weird. I just don't understand why people like. I understand the program. The program is meant there to assist and help. But once you get to the point, especially if you get in a position where you're staying in a house or an apartment and your rent is what, $20, $30, even if it's $100, right?
Right.
Why not take that time to better yourself? Go to school, get a trade, something, work a job, save your money. You could definitely work a job and get assistance and save money, right?
Because absolutely, they even have a home ownership program where you can, get in that program and stuff. Especially if you have a decent job. Hell, I don't even think the job has to be decent. As long as it pays and you got $500 in your savings, you can start getting in their home ownership program, and they will, build you on a journey to home ownership. It's not rocket science. It's not.
It's funny you say that because I actually know about 4 people that get Section 8 and they've been on it at least 5 years or more, and none of those people that I know have gotten to the point where they're on that home ownership program. One of my friends, she's had Section 8 about 12 years.
Oh God!
Still hasn't gotten to the point where
because she don't feel like going through the damn process. I mean, people just, especially, because the good thing about it, and I'm not saying, that this is, anything to be proud of, but the good thing about Section 8 or any subsidized housing is when you lose your job, your rent goes to zero. So, if I'm in subsidized housing or if I'm on Section 8 and I decide to quit or I get fired, all I have to do is take them a paper and show them like, look, I don't work here anymore. Your rent goes back down to zero. Now, how you're going to pay your utilities, I don't know, but it's a cushion. And Strong Mommy Chrissy used to say this all the time. It's a trap too, so be careful of how comfortable you want to be in life because they'll keep you stuck,
I know you guys. It was the Section 9 for me. That was hilarious. Okay.
If I ever call back in, TMI, just like everybody else on the line who be in the other reactors, they know I ain't got a lick of sense.
Memphis, I'm so sorry, sis. We good, sis. Oh Lord, you know how they do on this internet, sis.
I ain't gonna do you like that, nah. And then I'm like, well, I don't go by that at the other place we be at. I ain't gonna say, where we be, but yeah. I don't go by that name. But you be saying me in the chat, I ain't got a lick of sense at all.
He says Section 9, baby. And on that, y'all, we gonna retire the chat. Thank y'all so much for hanging in. I appreciate all you ladies.
I can't.
Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. This was a really good conversation. And y'all, what we gonna do? We're gonna pray for Tenaya, okay? Because sis definitely needs some prayer over there. But we gonna pray for her strength.
I'm not praying for her, TMR. Let me tell you why. Because I gotta save my prayers. I got other stuff to pray on. But go ahead.
Well, okay, but I just put her on the list. We're gonna put her on the prayer.
Yeah. And I don't believe in prayer, so I'm not doing that.
I'm just saying, y'all.
She praying for a man. I'm praying for $1 billion unmarked and
we don't suffer, right?
I can't pray for her.
I'm gonna pray for the kids. How about that?
Pray for the kids. I know that's right. All right, ladies, I'm gone. I'm out of here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Remember, sub what you love. Bye.